Why, hello there YouTube, and welcome to another Revolting review. And today, I'm Random Ross, and today I review Being Human Series 2. So, Being Human Series 2. This takes place a month after the finale of Series 1, where it's still set in Bristol, where Mitchell, George and Annie are at war with their supernatural Reverend, whilst trying to maintain a normal human life as possible. And in this we get new characters and a new story. So the series in this focuses on this Reverend called Reverend Kemp and this scientist called Professor Jaggett, who managed to plant sound and detection trackers in the house of our three misfits after Owen and his evil ex-fiancée confesses his crimes, and we are then left to they're then observing and slowly want to destroy these three. They also try and cure werewolves by putting him in a machine, which does stop them from transforming, but the transformation represses their the machine represses their transformation and kills the wolf, and they explode all over the place. And that's for the werewolves in this, and he hunts vampires down and kills them all, which they do in this one. We get a couple new characters in this. We get two new vampires called Ivan and Daisy, who are a vampire couple, and they're quite reasonable vampires. They're not ruthless and evil. They just want to live quietly but still maintain being a vampire. And as for Mitchell, after Herrick gets killed, he takes over as the new leader of the clan and makes them all go cold turkey from blood drinking, because like I say, in Being Human, blood drinking is a drug addiction for the vampires. Annie also, she somehow is seen and is solid and applies for a job in a pub and works in a pub for a while before one person that she becomes friends with, called Saul, has a near-death experience and tries to take Annie into the ghost world because the spirits want her after she turned down death. The unfinished business, the door, because in Being Human, when a ghost's business is unfinished, a door appears and they go into the next life. And Annie, after that, Annie somehow can't be visible again or seen, which she was not meant to be in the first place. And in this series, she meets a ghost from World War II who teaches her how to confront these evil entities that want to take her away into the other world, into the spirit world. But he shows her how to stop it. She even, in one episode, she meets a psychic, a medium, who she at first thinks is a bit of a con artist, but then she discovers that he really is a medium and had a head trauma and wanting it to go away, but then he realises he misses his psychic abilities, and then Annie helps him to see ghosts again, which she does do. And also for George, his dilemmas is he's cursed his girlfriend Nina, so she's a werewolf now, and she eventually gets taken in by the Reverend Kemp, who tells her that he can cure her by the same way they've done all the others, but they it all comes full circle. Kemp and his team plant a bomb in the funeral home, which is the vampire's place of operation, and they die, except for Mitchell. He survives, and him and Daisy, after all the vampires in his clan are killed, they go on a rampage and kill people on a train, the Box Tunnel 20 massacre, which they do get back to in the third series. It does come into it all. And at the finale of this series, Mitchell, George and Annie are all together, and they're facing Kemp and his scientist and Professor Jaggett, who turns out to become, Professor Jaggett is a woman, and she becomes Mitchell's sort of love interest, and then she gets torn between, wanting to destroy this menace that is the supernatural beings, but also sees the good in them, but still feels that she's been tempted by evil. Of course, in the finale of this series, Kemp does manage to get Annie. He exorcises her to the spirit realm, and she's stranded there. As for Mitchell, he's forever lost with his humanity, and Nina and George, they take Mitchell and go to a country house together where they live quietly till Kemp catches up with them. And also Lucy, she gets killed but wants to go. As for Kemp, he gets dragged to the ghost realm. That's basically all the main story arc which happens in series 2. And also at the end, Kara, who is a vampire that was recruited by Herrick, and Daisy resurrect Herrick by uniting their blood together, because it must be like his children or something that can resurrect their leader. And then that's left open for series 3, which they don't get back into till halfway through series 3. But right now we're talking series 2, so let's get on to our likes and dislikes. So first of all, the likes. I like that this series was a level up from the first series. The first series we got 6 episodes, in this we extended it to 8 episodes. And they still had very little comedy in there, but it was more bleak drama this time round. Nina, George's girlfriend, became like a series regular, played by Sinead Keener. She was a werewolf and, became a werewolf after she reveals to George that he scratched her. But she later accepts it and forgives him, and they become stronger than ever together. I also like that the antagonists went from being Mitchell's vampire clan to humans that thought of this as an abomination and evil that needs to be rid from the world. Yes, Reverend Kemp and Professor Jaggett. I also liked the new characters that they introduced into this. Ivan and Daisy. Ivan was a good vampire, around 200 odd years old, and was friendly, and he was a blood addict, but he had control over his blood addiction, but still couldn't go cold turkey. But I like that character of Ivan. I also like the character of Daisy as well, played by Amy Manson, a Scottish actress. I enjoyed her performance in this as a vampire. And she was turned in World War II and had a daughter that looked older than her because her daughter stayed human. And I also like the werewolf. They obviously got a little bit of a bigger budget in this. I mean, Being Human is a supernatural horror drama that is done on a low budget, but they got a bit more budget this time and actually managed to produce at least 8 episodes. And I like the werewolf. They made some upgrades, improvements to the werewolf. We see a lot more of the werewolf in the episode. The werewolf's more muscular and taller this time, and he's played by actor Paul Casey, who has done a lot of acting in Doctor Who and its spin-off Torchwood, playing aliens that require heavy masks and everything. So he's always in those roles. But He does the movements of the werewolf great, and again, I like that the effects for the werewolf are practical. You know, it's not CGI. I like the practical effects they use. I even like the werewolf, that it isn't, you know, CGI. It's all practical and that, and it works. They do make it work. The only CGI effects that I can see on this show is the vampires with their eyes. You know, when the vampire is showing their eyes turn black and their fangs come out. The fangs are clearly practical, but the eyes, whether they're contacts and they get effects in there to make their eyes change like that, not sure, but still they're good. Also, the ghostly effects are still great in this. We even get a little cameo from Sir Terry Wogan in one episode. And, you know, this was, I have to say, a lot better than the first series. You know, we get one episode where Mitchell has flashbacks of 1969, and we get the return of Jason Watkins as Herrick for that episode, which I thought was great. And also we see Mitchell, how he first went from being a blood-sucking vampire to how he started to get in touch with his humanity again, and how he met his human love interest, that was Josie. Josie was a human character back in series 1, who was a terminally old woman who was terminally ill with cancer, and she was played by Claire Higgins from Hellraiser. I've met her as well, and I did ask her once what was it like being human, and she said it was great and that. But yeah, and in this she was played by a younger actress because it was meant to be the 60s. I liked that episode. Yeah, there's a lot of good episodes in this series, and they definitely up the gore with it, with the blood and the sex and the violence, and they just really up everything in this, which I did like in this series. This to me is probably my favourite series throughout the whole run of the show. So yeah, my dislikes. Do I have anything to dislike? I guess there was slow filler in some episodes. There were scenes in there that weren't necessary, but other than that, it was a good 8-part series. And like I say, it's fast paced because they don't drag it out with like 10 to 20 episodes. They keep it short and sweet. Like that's how we like it over here in England. We like our TV shows short and sweet, at least 10 to 13 episodes of a show, you know, and it all being fast paced, not boring filler. So, Being Human Series 2, ratings, I'm going to give Being Human Series 2 you know what the hell, I'm going to give it a 5 machetes out of 5, because, like I say, I enjoyed this series. Being Human Series 2 was definitely an improvement from Series 1, and I recommend it. If you loved Series 1, you'll love Series 2. So, that has been my Revolting review on Being Human Series 2. Have you seen this one? Let me know all of it down in the comments below. If you like this video, be sure to give it a big thumbs up, share with your friends, feel free to subscribe if you haven't already, and to hit that notification bell if you want to see more from this channel. All of my social media links are linked down below in the description, so be sure to check all that out. I've been Random Ross, this has been a Revolting review, and until next time, don't have nightmares.